Hey, what's up? What's up? We back again. Listen to DP. We got my man Will. We got Justin. We got an interesting topic. All of them interesting, or we wouldn't be bringing them to y'all. The transfer portal. Everybody done talked about it up, down, left, right, every which way. But this is different because this is the first time two teams that have made it in the playoffs have lost their coaches. And this late in the year, it plays a big part of the transfer portal. So let's tell you, Nick Saban leaves, right? What happens? Washington coach leaves as well. So both of them are without coaches. So people want to play for Saban. People want to play for Washington's coach. But now that they're gone, they leave. Well, the problem that happens is Alabama and Washington are now left with scraps in the transfer portal. Because when you get in the portal, you want to get in as fast as possible. Quarterbacks, running backs, whatever. Because if I'm a quarterback and I get in the portal first, every school is open that wants me. But if I get in later, Miami might have them, Florida State might have them, Bama might have their guys. So there's less schools that I might want to go to. Well, now it's happening to the schools. Their players are leaving, and these are two really good schools, so they still will have their options, but the schools that are Bama and Washington aren't having really good options to replace. So at the beginning of the portal, if Bama loses all these guys, they'll be like, oh, we're going to take some Ohio State guys. We're going to get some Texas guys. We'll get whoever, right? But now they don't have that option because it happened so late in the game. Bama fans are mad. Washington fans are mad. Washington has literally lost every starter from last year. They lost the quarterback that might have been one of the guys to compete for the job. So what do you see is wrong with this, or is it right, or should it change, Will, with the portal starting early? Should it wait till after everybody finishes, or what?
I feel like that's the only real adjustment you can make is moving when the portal starts. But to be honest, I kind of like it. I hate to be that guy, but I actually kind of like it. To be honest, it gives me kind of a NFL draft feel.
Yeah.
Where the people who get the first pick who had the worst
like
season.
That.
If we late in the season, you still can't pick. That's because we're in the playoffs, and the only two people left are the people who have championships. So even with the people that left, you got 4- and 5-star recruits all down your roster. Still. So I don't really think we should institute anything to guarantee that the top powerhouse schools can stay powerhouses. It comes with the territory. That's just it. It's unfortunately, it's a part of like if you win the Super Bowl, let's make a rule to make sure that we all have a % chance at the number one pick. Nobody who wins the Super Bowl should have any shot at the number one pick. None. Yeah. So it's like, and then the other thing we're not talking about, this wasn't like, oh, they lost all their players because of where the portal was. They lost all their players because your coaches left.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? All I can tell you is in those situations, the portal, I don't know entirely how this works, but can't they still participate in the portal while they're in the playoffs, or are they banned?
Well, you're not going to get in there early because then coach is going to be looking at you, teammate, right? You know how to. It's kind of like It's kind of like when you put in your 2 weeks notice. Cassie really looking at you like.
But
they want you gone.
It's better than if the coaches knew they were going to leave. If Nick Saban knew he was retiring, then that's on them to let them know. That way the school can go ahead and recruit. Because, if you're a college program and you're over that program, you got to be smart enough to know if Nick Saban leaves, it's going to be a lot of change around here. You can't be looking at it like, oh, hey, Washington made it all the way to the championship, and the coach, if he told them, nobody knew. He dropped the bomb on them. If he told them, you can't tell me that the person above him, the AD or whoever, it wouldn't have been like, oh, shoot, we better hurry up and get in that portal if you're leaving after this, dog. You know what I'm saying? But you're losing the championship and you leave the kids high and dry. That's entirely on the coach. That's why I don't think he's gonna do that well in Bama. I'm a karma believer. You don't just drop kids like that in the locker room, ain't really saying nothing to them. You just bounce after a championship run.
Because that's what a lot of their players are saying. He didn't even say nothing.
I wouldn't be shocked if we never hear about that dude again. Except for terrible news in Bama.
How you feel about it, Justin?
Man, first of all, the coaches, they made the best decisions for them and their families. So you can't really get mad at them. The players, hey, it's your call. If you want to stay there and play or go somewhere else. Now, Washington, to be honest, I would have bounced up out of there because it's like Washington's coach, he had them balling this year. but who the hell they gonna, who the hell is gonna replace him? Because it's not gonna be like a Nick Saban. They're gonna get some no-name dude or like a coordinator there and move them on up. So it's not about.
They had Jed Fisher or Fisker, however you say his name, from Arizona. Pretty good coach. The problem with not him as a coach, he did good for Arizona because he just got there. It was the problem for him is you're Washington and you just moved to the Big Ten.
Big Ten.
So if you were still in the Pac-12, people be like, oh, we could maybe run it back in the Pac. But now you in the back of the pack. in the Big Ten with Oregon still there, y'all are there, USC, you got Ohio State, Michigan. So there's other teams that are already there. And
you got the national champion there.
If they was in the Pac, I think a lot of people would still come, but going to the Big Ten, it's like, why would I go to y'all when I could go to Ohio State or something like that? And they're probably already there.
Yes, for sure. And I agree with Will on the actual transfer portal. So the portal should stay the same. So, like, because basically, if you wait until after, shit, the smaller schools ain't gonna get nobody. They gonna get bench warmers, or unless if they reach deep into their pockets, they can get a couple 3-stars and 4-star dudes, but like you're not gonna see like North Texas steal somebody from Bama, type of situation. So the reason for the portal opening earlier than after the actual playoffs, that does help the smaller schools. And then also with the big schools, they got deep pockets, so they can always bring somebody in. And especially most of them are most likely they already been recruited very well. They done paid some JUCO players, and then they done probably took other players like Bama. They took 2 good players, Damani Jackson and Austin Mack. So they got that. So they're gonna be all right. I wholeheartedly think Bama gonna be straight. Now, how straight, I don't know, but they'll make the playoffs.
Is that a guarantee anymore?
Yeah.
I would say it is because it's Bama, bro. Like they got bullets in the chamber all day with 4 stars. And
I will say their coach had a 90% win rate, which is tough in high school, college, middle school, or you coaching Pee Wee, right? So he's a good coach. It's the SEC's a different beast though, but I will say
different beast.
People's like, you got to change the window for the portal. The reason why I don't think they'll change it is one thing: early signing.
Yeah.
If you change it, it changes how the full rosters across the nation now can move. Because think about it, right when the season ends, you're able to get some guys and you're like, oh, well, we'll take 10 of these transfer guys and only sign X amount of high school guys. Colorado only signed 6 high school guys and went to the portal. If you then do that, a school like Colorado is like, hey, do we get all these transfer guys? Do we wait? Do we sign more high school guys? So I don't think it's going to do it because it's going to change a lot of the recruiting with that early signing period. If signing day was still in February, you could move it back. But with early signing, it's going to mess up how the recruiting cycles of the new signees come in.
Makes sense.
For sure. It does. That does make sense, man. Yes. And I feel sorry with the portal, man. It's like when a DP, when we was being recruited in high school, man, it was lovely. Eric getting the letters, getting all this. You got scholarships lined up. You ain't even got to be a 5-star guy, but you still going like D1. So basically, man, what sucks about it is for these kids, they're not taking as many anymore. So like for what they were taking, 6. And back in the day, it used to be like 23. So that just shows like, hey, you have to be the cream of the crop. These days for you to probably get some letters, get a scholarship, and for that it is just feel sorry for the youth because I mean they got to work 10 times harder, but
to get less
10% less or 100% less opportunity really when you think about it because they're only gonna, to be honest, only 4 and 5s and maybe half the 3s are going to get scholarships. Everybody else, they'll probably end up in JUCO and hopefully try to work their way up. So, it's, hopefully they can make some changes, but I don't see the portal changing as far as that, because it's like what Will said. It's kind of like, you know, NFL drafting, you know, free agency. Like, hey, everybody up for grabs. So
yeah, man. It's tough, and the problem is even the good kids that go to school and let's say go to a UNT, all they doing is going to UNT to use it as a JUCO, transfer straight on out to a KU or a KU kid's trying to get to Michigan. A Michigan kid might be trying to. So that's the bad thing for the small schools are, because the kid be like, man, I'm a D1 guy, but I only got Sam Houston State. That's a bet. I'm a ball. And when I ball, straight to Texas Tech. So I like
how it's gonna work.
I think there could be some tweaks, but unfortunately, like I said, which a good point that you brought up, Will, is I do like is, hey, it's kind of like the NFL. You get the last pick of the round, bro. This ain't the NBA where there's lottery. You get the last, you get the scrap of the first round. Sometimes you get the Lamar Jackson, and sometimes you get our first rounder don't look like that first rounder.
Yep.
Facts. Yeah.
Sometimes you get to kill Harry. Be like that sometimes.
Man.
You just gotta have somebody that's good in that scouting department. That's all. I'll leave it at that. If you got Bill Belichick as your GM, you might be in trouble.
Facts. Facts. But man, hey, that's another one. If you haven't, like, subscribe, share, man, tell your friends, tell your family, and you already know we're gonna keep dropping bombs. We're gonna keep dropping gems. We're gonna keep having fun and entertaining y'all. We out.
All right.